Planning to visit both Disney World and Universal? These two parks are not exactly alike, and we've got the packing and planning tips to help your Universal day go a whole lot smoother. You're welcome in advance. Don't move. Well, hello there guys, I'm Margot Jordan and welcome to All Ears TV. With both Universal and Disney parks in Orlando, Florida, you might very well be tempted to go to both sets of parks as each has its own unique thrills and sights to experience. However, it's important to know that Universal and Disney have different expectations for guests, and these differences affect many parts of your trip, including what items to take to the parks and how you plan. So what might you bring to Universal that you might not bring to Disney World? Oh, have we got the deets. Number 1. Fanny packs and flip belts. One of the most significant differences between Disney World and Universal Orlando is that Universal does not allow guests to bring large items on rides. So if you bring a backpack, purse, or camera bag to a Universal park, you'll need to put it in a locker to go on the rides. Anything that you can't securely keep in your pocket or in a fanny pack type of pouch must go in a locker. While a fanny pack can't carry as many things as a backpack, its lightweight allows it to still be brought on rides without having to stow it away in a locker. Alternatively, instead of a fanny pack, you can go with a flip belt. What's this fancy flip belt, you ask? Actually, it's quite practical. A flip belt can comfortably fit along your waist while holding small personal items, and its flexible design ensures that it doesn't jiggle around while you move about. Number 2, lanyards. For small items such as credit cards and paper tickets, assuming that your tickets aren't on your phone's app, it's helpful if they can be kept someplace safe yet easily accessible when you need them. So if you find a fanny pack problematic, another option is the lanyard, which can easily hang around your neck. Number 3, clothing with pockets. If you're looking for other places to hold your key belongings without interfering with Universal's restrictions, clothes with multiple pockets can also come in handy. Hey, that said, you should keep several things in mind regarding pockets. First, your pockets should ideally be able to lock shut, whether by Velcro, buttons, zippers, buckles, or any other means. You don't want to have things slip out of your pockets during an intense ride. Number 4, wristwatch or smartwatch. We use our cell phones for a lot more things than just phone calls these days, including telling the time. But cell phones aren't allowed on rides, and ditto for loose objects like keys. Some attractions, such as Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, even have a metal detector in place to ensure that nobody brings them aboard. This leads to the issue of knowing what time it is, which can be important at parks when you want to make reservations for specific times. Number 5, soft-sided cooler bag. Universal also prohibits hard-sided coolers, which can be an issue if you want to bring in cold drinks. Fortunately, soft-sided coolers are still allowed just as long as they're no bigger than 8.5 inches wide, 6 inches high, and 6 inches deep. Keep in mind that food needing to be refrigerated and or heated is still prohibited. Even so, having a cooler with you can still be helpful, especially since Universal permits bottled water, albeit with a maximum limit of 2 liters. Ideally, try to pack snacks that will be fine to eat with or without a cooler to keep them cold, but still bring along a permissible cooler if you can. Number 6, ponchos for when there's no rain in the forecast. That's right, I said no rain. Disney World isn't without its occasional water rides, such as Splash Mountain and Cali River Rapids, but unless you go to the water parks, the chances of getting wet at the parks, aside from rain, are far and few between. In Universal's parks, especially at Islands of Adventure, there are multiple thrill rides featuring water surprises, such as Jurassic Park River Adventure, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges, and more. And what about that extra planning? Disney vacations are notorious for being hard to plan, so you might be tempted to think that a Universal Orlando vacation is a walk in the park. It's smaller, everything is in walking distance, and you don't need to worry about booking your visit in advance. Piece of cake, right? Well, there are still a few planning tools you'll want to have on hand or consider adding to your trip. Here's 3 that we think you will appreciate. Number 1, Express Pass. One of the biggest draws Universal has over Disney is its Express Pass system, which isn't time limited like FastPass Plus. Rather than booking a specific time slot on the app, you can simply scan a card to gain access to a priority queue. This means that, for rides that support the system, you're guaranteed a shorter line on every ride, at least in theory. The downside is that this perk is gonna cost you. A basic Express Pass costs $70 per day, while the Express Pass Plus, which offers unlimited access to priority queues, costs $90. Depending on your group size, that can add up real quick. Fortunately, there are ways around needing to pay. Guests at Hard Rock Hotel, Portofino Bay, and Royal Pacific Resorts receive complimentary Universal Express Plus passes. What a perk! Annual pass holders at the Premier level also receive complimentary Universal Express passes after 4 p.m., though reduced park hours mean that this perk loses some value. Number 2, download the app. Universal Express allows access to priority queues, but it's not the only way to get into priority queues. Select rides have access to a virtual queue system, similar to FastPass Plus, that allows you to bypass most lines. In fact, for rides like Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, it's the only way to get on the ride. The rides that offer virtual queues tend to vary based on the day, but the difference in wait times can be astronomical. We've seen a 40-minute wait for Fast and Furious Supercharged transformed into a less than 10-minute wait, including pre-show, thanks to a spur-of-the-moment virtual line reservation. Even if none of the rides with virtual lines interest you, the app is also invaluable for handling your dining needs. In the wake of COVID-19, most quick service locations at Universal require you to mobile order. The last thing you want is to be dealing with hungry kids as soon as you try installing the app in the hot Florida sun. The app also serves as a wallet for your tickets and express passes, and you can even apply your pass holder discount to food purchases made in the app. And number 3, consider the Universal Dining Plan. The Universal Quick Service Dining Plan is available to any guest, not just ones staying at a hotel. For $26 a day, you get a quick service meal, a snack, and an additional non-alcoholic beverage. For a $9 upcharge, you can upgrade to an unlimited drink. Like all dining plans, this one really depends on what you plan on eating. With annual pass discounts, the typical quick service meal is a lot cheaper than $26, though the right snacks can make up the difference. The table service plan is limited to vacation package purchases, but isn't as rough as it sounds. Only 4 table service restaurants accept the plan inside the parks, with the rest being found out in City Walk. If you're using the dining plan, it's likely to cover meals during your park day rather than luxury meals at City Walk. So, is the dining plan worth it? Well, that really depends on how you plan to use it. Consider targeting high-value items. Both Wizarding World of Harry Potter parks are good choices for this, but avoid cheap staples like burgers and hot dogs. Well, that covers it for today. Do you think that people need anything else unique for their Universal trip? Tell us in the comments below. I'm Margot Jordan, and thanks for stopping by All Ears TV. Toodles!